Hello, my name is Olja Chen with matrix number 194529. This is a presentation video of my final year project, which is the title Development of Food Traceability Framework, a Case Study of an Online Processed Meat Supply Chain. This is the contents of the presentation. And let's take a look on the introduction. For your information, the definition of food traceability according to MS 1480-2019 is as following. It is evidence that with a traceability system, it can be a solution of empowering the food safety, authenticity, and quality system for the online supply chain. Hence, with a food traceability system, the food products on its quality and safety can be more secure. Since the outbreak of pandemic coronavirus, the purchase methods is changed from offline to online, which has directly increased the sales and asset of the company. However, there is currently no international regulations specifically for e-commerce. This caused the control on food safety and quality more challenges, and high risk of poor quality products might reach consumers. As a result, a suitable traceability system is crucial for the online traders. Hence, the focus of the study is to develop traceability system for processed meat supply on e-commerce platforms such as WhatsApp, Telegram, and so on. Here are the specific objectives, which are developing an integrated traceability system and proposing the use of digital technologies in the implementation of the traceability system in the case study supply chain. Methodology. The project is first began with the data collection on all information about the case study supply chain. Next, the collected data were arranged and mapped for the traceability system framework development. Lastly, the implementation of food traceability system was proposed for the case study. Here are the data of the case study were collected, which are product specification and description, online supply chain structure, process flow diagram and process description, documentation and recording system, as well as gap understanding. The development of traceability framework is started with the definition of suitable traceable unit. Next, the ID was organized for product identification and met with the required traceability data, including quality control data. Method for recording and storing this data was then developed by using IDEF geo model, and method for data attachment to the traceable unit is using NFC and QR code technology, following by the development of integrated traceability system. Finally, the implementation was proposed for the designated traceability system. Next, the result and discussion. The subject of the case study is the processed meat product, and here are some description of the product. There are total 3 stakeholders in the online meat supply chain structure as shown, which are company X, Node 1, online food machines, Node 2, and consumers, Node 3. Here is the process flow of the supply chain with stakeholders involved. After the raw materials are received, they are stored for the processed meat processing. The finished products are vacuum packed and frozen stored at -18 degrees Celsius. The products are delivered by company X to the agents after the order received. Products are then stored and delivered by agents until the orders are placed by customers. The table here shows the current documentation system and gap at Node 1, 2, and 3. It clearly shows that the documentation of the nodes are lack of control on process, logistics, and food quality, as well as packaging information, which are important for tracking and tracing purpose. In the traceability framework development, the traceable unit and their ID are set according to the rules as below. First, every lot must be provided with ID. Next, every lot must carry a label that indicates the ID and obligatory information. Besides, the lot's ID must be linked to the previous traceable unit, which shown in the circle below. After the lots and ID are set, the routing of traceable units are identified throughout the supply chain. There are a total of 5 traceable units indicated by 5 different colors of dot as shown in the diagram. The traceability data requirement, including the quality control data, are identified based on the 5 traceable units as mentioned before. For example, the data identified on traceable unit to be stored and recorded for incoming raw materials are as following. The same goes to the other 4 traceable units. The next step of traceability framework development is to record and store traceable data, which is done by IDEF geo model. It helps to show all the traceable units involved in the internal traceability implementation process along the online meat supply chain. Data attachment to the traceable units are done by NFC technology due to its affordable price, effectiveness, and user-friendly. Other useful features in the NFC tools application that shown in the picture are copy tag, erase tab for data rewritten, and set password for avoiding data sabotage. This is the integrated traceability system framework for the online meat supply chain that was developed. It clearly shows all the connection among the entities involved with NFC and QR code technology applied along the supply chain in the traceability system. With all those information and data, the implementation on the traceability system framework was then proposed. It was discussed according to stage, whereby the recording of traceability data is required as following. At stage 1, the related traceable data for raw materials received was recorded in online database. and an URL for the traceable data in cloud is copied and written on NFC tag as well with the ID of materials, and then tagged to each raw materials container. During the production, NFC tag or paper sticker with the ID can be tagged to each retrieved raw materials container before transferring the data to the finished products record. After production, the required traceability data was recorded in online database. Written NFC tag with ID and URL for online database is then tagged on the storage thread. The finished products are proposed to add the label for identification and QR code for accessing their products and company information as shown in the picture. After the order is received, products are delivered in Iceport to the agents. An NFC with traceable data version that mentioned in session before is tagged on the Iceport with the batch number as ID and URL for the online database. The data of NFC tag on the Iceport from company S is copied to the NFC tag of agents, and the products are stored in the cold store. No further process is made on the products until the agent receives order from the customer. Agents only needs to enter his or her own online database for the product. Online database is updated only with the outbound quantity, quality check, transportation, and delivery information after order is received by agents. The products are stamped with pack number and delivered to customer then. Sales receipt is given to customers once they receive the products to complete the sales. Conclusion. In a nutshell, the resulting traceability system framework is enabled for the tracking and tracing of product throughout its entire supply chain, as all the required traceability data and routing of the product were included. Besides, it can be added as a reference for small-scale enterprises to modify and implement the traceability system. Moreover, the system cost is low and so affordable to be implemented by many small companies. That's all for the presentation. Thank you.